Hey guys, this is David Jelks, and I've gotten a lot of queries over the last little while, and been involved in a few different forums on a conversation of supplementation and dietary supplementation. Is it necessary? And the only way I could actually really describe my point of view on it, and from the research I've seen, and the research I'm referring to is looking through the annals and the National Institute of Health, various periodicals that they presented there, and actually go by the periodical and actually look at the research that's been stated. So here's the analogy I've got to come up with. Imagine that you're $2 million in debt. Okay, so you're $2 million in the hole, and it's taken you 14 years to get there. So it took a while, but you are indeed $2 million in debt. Now, you come up seeking advice on how to get out of debt. You say, "Listen, David, I'm $2 million in the hole. Man, it took me 14 years to get there. Can you help a brother out?" So. I said, listen, I tell you what, I'm going to give you a job. I'm going to give you a job at the local coffee shop that pays $8 an hour. You get to work 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you got good stuff coming in, right? You got money coming in every single day. But what is that 8 hours a day, $8 an hour going to do to that $2 million debt load? Will it have a significant impact on it at all? No, it'll have a negligible effect, if any. And it's kind of where we are in this whole nutritional bankruptcy that's actually occurring on our planet, whether we like to believe it's happening or not. So now if we go back and look at that 14-year period of nutritional bankruptcy, we know that, of course, the body replicates itself cell by cell over the course of 7 years. So every 7 years, we're brand new, right? All 150 trillion cells have replicated themselves into something brand new. And that happens twice in that 14-year period. So imagine I have a client coming to see me, and I know the last 14, 15 years of their lifestyle has been actually quite abysmal. And yet their body replicated itself twice in that 14-year period with very poor nutrition. So started probably off with a bad nutritional profile, right? Poor genetics, poor influence through familial influence. So it didn't have a great foundation to start with. Became a young adult, made a bunch of bad lifestyle decisions based on what they were taught growing up. And they went through and they perpetuated that behavior over the course of 14 years, yet again replicating their body twice. So the first 7-year span of time, the cells were made from what? Right. Well, from the food consumed within that 7-year period, and that's what the cells became. That's how they replicate themselves. So we're assuming that the diet was quite poor, so they replicated themselves either to a better place or to a worse place. Well, to obviously a much worse place, right? Much more unstable. So we took that unhealthy, unstable organism and replicated yet degraded yet again another 7 years. So where are we nutritionally? Where are we physically? Every cell in our body in a really bad state. And I believe this is what we see happening around us, is this breakdown of the human organism caused by generational lapses in judgment when it comes to diet or just poor access to healthy food. So this client shows up at my doorstep, and I know that he's had a 14, 15-year history of poor diet. When I'm going to work with him, part of my job is to stabilize him before I actually train him hard. Because giving him a normal diet, which which is a great step in the right direction. Don't get me wrong. We have to consume real food. We need food on the plate. Knife and fork food is imperative. And on the cornerstone of the healthy diet. But unfortunately, it's like getting that $8 an hour from the coffee shop. It's not enough to actually bring him out of that deficit. So what we use supplementation for is to raise the nutritional profile, the baseline. Now we got something to work with. Even an organic diet, as wonderful as it is, and if it's affordable to everybody, it would be so ideal, is still insufficient to bring us out of that nutritional hole. Yes, it's a great idea and it's important on so many different levels, but it still lacks the punch to get us out of that nutritional bankruptcy. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. I know for myself that's been my experience. I spent 15 years in the nightclub industry, and a very, very bad lifestyle. I was having fun. That kind of fun will eventually kill you. So came out of that really poor lifestyle into the health and wellness industry, and what I experienced was just that. I experienced the fact that I was training hard, I was doing all the right things, I was eating healthy, I was even taking some supplements, but I created so many problems from my previous lifestyle that as healthy as I was trying to be, it was still insufficient. And what I ended up doing is creating adrenal fatigue, created a lot of health problems for myself, a huge amount of stress that's taken me years to fix. So I really urge you that if you're on the fence about supplementation, don't bat it out of the way and thinking it's not a relevant part of our conversation. In the 21st century, it is imperative that we start looking at the evidence that exists widespread. That supplementation is a reality. It's the new reality of the 21st century. And I think we're going to ignore that at our peril and the peril of the people that come to see us for advice. So that's just my 2 cents. I thought I'd throw it in there. Take from it what you may. And please, if you're going to do research, do the research. Go through the NIH, actually look at the material presented, buy the journals, buy the periodicals, pour through it, and really formulate a better understanding of what's going on, because this planet's not doing very well.